At this point, I'm just going to sit and just let everything unfold. With everything that's going on, I'm just a little flabbergasted that not enough people are catching on to what's happening here. Even the George Floyd situation, the footage didn't make any sense. Now, some people say they saw the whole thing, but everybody else is emotional off of seeing a clip of a cop's knee on this man's neck, but not really trying to see what led up to it. They talk about a counterfeit 20, but like the footage I saw, when he was arrested, it looked everybody was calm. I didn't see anything rise. I didn't see anything that really led up to this guy being thrown on the ground and having a cop having to put his knee on this guy's neck. I didn't see anything like that. It looked like the guy just laid down and the cop put his knee on him and then somebody pressed record. It looks like it was pre-planned because the other footage of his supposed arrest that led up to that scene. I'm gonna call it a scene, SCENE. I'm gonna call it a scene. So the events that led up to the scene of this cop with his knee on George Floyd didn't make any sense to me. I didn't see where any hostilities arose to cause this to happen. So that right there let me know that this is a game and they were both actors. Okay, because the footage I saw was only of this cop walking George Floyd. He was handcuffed from behind this black SUV, and then he walked him to the concrete, had him sit down. It was other cops around. Everybody was still calm, including George. And then they stood him up, okay, helped him get up, and then walked him back behind a car or behind another SUV. And that was the end of that footage. They cut it off. And so it's not making sense of what happened to cause this cop to throw him down to the ground. It looks like everybody is emotional off of seeing some footage of a cop with his knee supposedly on this guy, with where his knee was on him. It looked like everybody's emotional off of this one scene, but they're not really paying attention to how it happened. Okay. Oh, he was trying to buy something with a counterfeit 20, but you look at the footage that was given, it just showed everybody who was calm. It didn't show any hostilities. Okay, it didn't show any tempers arising. It showed everybody was calm, and next thing you know, the cop had the knee on him, and both parties were still kind of calm, you know. So it didn't make sense. And somebody else kind of picked up on the fact, I guess they know the language, that the way the cop was speaking to George, using the term bro, sounded like both him and George, both the cop and George, was probably part of some kind of brotherhood. Okay, they could have been part of some kind of brotherhood together. Okay, so they were both in on it. Okay, but I didn't really have to know that they were both part of some kind of brotherhood to know that this didn't even look right to me. It didn't even look right. Okay, I mean, I think this was pretty poor acting. And then you get everybody else to just, and I realize that the riots and stuff, a lot of those riots are done by people who are not from those areas, but that's the same thing that happens everywhere. That's the same thing that happened in Ferguson. And then you get people who talk about, oh, black people, stop tearing up your own communities. Well, a lot of those people that's rioting and looting are not even from that area. They just want to come and damage somebody else's communities and then go back home to their own comfort after they came from outside the state or outside the communities to damage somebody else's, where somebody else live. So, you know, but I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm listening, and I cannot find where there's a lot of people who realize this is a scam. Okay, buildings are really being burned down, but I think that is to crash. I really think that is to completely crash the economy, because you had a lot of businesses that had to shut down because of coronavirus, COVID-19. So a lot of businesses didn't make it. A lot of businesses are really hurt. And then the minute you open this U.S. cities back up, here it is, this cop, this act here with this cop with this knee on this guy, and then they have all these protests that's going nationwide, that's now worldwide, and you burning down all these businesses. You burning down all these businesses. That let me know that they really trying to. They're making sure to crash the economy. The economy. They making sure. I mean, they're pretty much tearing down the United States. They're tearing it down. A lot of businesses were looted. So that means not only did a lot of employees lose jobs during the coronavirus, now a lot of them don't have any place to go because the places were burned down. Now they really don't have a place to work. So they making sure they crash everything. And then they're going to take it globally. Come on now. So, and another thing is that this is a good way for coronavirus to spread, okay? Because when they spray those chemtrails, it helps to spread COVID-19. Because COVID-19 is not what people think it is. It is AI. I've seen an image of it because some people who were infected, I've seen the image of what it looks like. It looks like a little humanoid, okay, that's trying to, and it mimics you. It's trying to merge with your DNA until it completely takes you over, and it mimics you. It mimics everything that you do, okay, trying to learn you. Same thing like if you see with Sophia and all of that stuff, they mimic other people and learn them, okay. That's what this COVID-19 is doing. It's replicating with your DNA, creating more synthetic DNA, and it's mocking everything that you do. It's learning you until it completely takes you over. Okay, that's what COVID-19 is. And so a face mask ain't gonna help, but it is more spread with the chemtrails that they spray, okay, in the sky. With those chemtrails, it helps to spread it, okay. It helps to, because of the nanobots that come from those chemtrails, it helps to, COVID-19 to attach to you a lot easier, okay. And so, and with the fires, it helps, and then the winds, along with the chemtrails, it helps to spread it around. It helps to blow the nanobots around. Okay, and then so now this was the perfect scenario with George Floyd. And then you have the chemtrails out there that was already spraying those areas. And then you get those riots out there with people who's probably not even from the area, most likely. This setting buildings on fire, setting trash cans on fire, setting cars on fire to help blow these nanobots around so they can attach to people. Then you got people all standing together, marching together by the thousands, all together, where this thing can replicate a lot quicker. This is what's happening, along with them making sure they crash the economy, because that's what they're doing. So I wouldn't doubt that a lot of these businesses was aware that this was going to happen, and they get paid a nice, if they were insured, they get paid, a nice, nice for the liability or whatever. But yeah, so I just want to talk about how I'm trying to see more people who are catching on to this, and I cannot find it. A lot of people, I think a lot of people were told to say this. Talk about it's terrible what happened to George Floyd. It's so terrible what happened to him. And, I'm just, at this point, I feel like it does not matter. It does not matter if AI completely take over the consciousness of people. Okay, now I don't know if people know about this, but I was listening to a woman's YouTube video, and really the purpose of those chemtrails, it was already a test before Memorial Day. They tested it. They wanted to test it, so they put the chemtrails out there, and then they set a lot of trash cans ablaze to see how the nanobots would be spread around, right? And so the purpose of this test before it kicked off on Memorial Day, because Memorial Day was said to start off Summer Madness, okay, that was already planned. Ahead of time. And so what it is that these nanobots will take over and completely take over your brain, okay? And then it gives what they call the future grays that's not completely developed, to take over human bodies, take over their complete consciousness. So the humans that you see now, according to this person I was listening to, are now the future grays because of this. Really, a lot of because of these riots. A lot of nanobots have attached to them for the future grays to take them over. Okay, their brains are going to completely be taken over. Okay, but at this point, even when I try to listen to other people and what they have to say, they don't realize that all of this is a game, and it just it just makes me think: does it really matter? Does it really matter that AI is going to take over these folks? People are mind controlled anyway. A lot of people are mind controlled anyway. You know, the people who try to tell them the truth, will get beaten down. People who might try to speak the truth about this situation are attacked. They're attacked. So it just brings me to the conclusion that it does not matter if AI completely takes over the consciousness of these people and the future grays move in and just take over them. Okay? It's almost like it does not matter because the few people who try to tell the truth are pretty much beaten down. Okay? Beaten down. Everybody wants to follow the crowd. Everybody wants to follow what's popular. So to me, it doesn't even matter. I no longer even feel bad about what's happening, about the AI taking over all of these people. I no longer feel bad because for too long, I have witnessed how people reject the truth. Not just with this situation, but with a lot of things. For too long, I have witnessed how people reject the truth. Okay? So, with that being said, I will talk to you later.